This is the GV80 from Genesis. This has got a lot of new stuff on it, some major upgrades. We're gonna give it a first drive and tell you everything that's new. There are two engine options available depending on your budget. A 2.5-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder comes standard on the GV80, but there's also a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6. Both come in several different trim levels with various amenities and options added depending on which you choose. So let's start right at the beginning. Pricing on this premium 2- or 3-row SUV starts at $59,050. The base engine makes 300 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque, and it's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. I didn't have the opportunity to drive this base model engine, so I can't tell you about it sadly. If I do have a chance at it, I'll be sure to make another video. The 3.5-liter twin-turbo comes in two trim levels, the Advanced and the Prestige. The Advanced starts at $75,150. Its twin-turbo V6 makes 375 horsepower, 391 pound-feet of torque. Power delivery on this engine feels linear, smooth, and more than adequate. When you're pegged to the floor, you're more than able to get out of sticky situations, make quick maneuvers, or honestly just have a little bit of fun. Well, you'll have fun, but that really depends on how you set up and drive the car. This transmission is definitely tuned for efficiency. If you want a little bit more of a jazzy ride, then my suggestion is to slap it into sport mode and start using your paddles here. They make a very satisfying clicky sound. You can downshift, get right into some of that juicy twin turbo power. The only thing that I'm gonna say that is maybe a little bit disappointing, but not completely unexpected, every time you stop, it's gonna go back into automatic drive mode, so you will have to re-engage your paddle shifters to get more of that zazzy experience. The chassis is the same as the outgoing model, so not much changes when it comes to dynamics and handling. So there is a caveat to this drive program. We are in Texas, where the roads are notoriously long, straight, and flat. So I have not had an opportunity to drive this on a lot of super twisty turns, nor on some significant hills. So just take that into consideration. If you were to try and flog this around canyons, you're guaranteed to experience a great deal of body roll. Canyon carving is simply not what this SUV is made for. I'm hoping, nay anticipating, that the GV80 Coupe, which was announced last year, will offer up a bit more when it comes to a sporting driving experience for those who want it. So the 3.5T comes with an electronically controlled suspension, so you do have your different drive modes that give you a little bit of a different feel. So comfort mode, I'm just gonna pass and get around this person quickly. Look at that, I downshifted. That's what that's for. Comfort mode is definitely floaty. You definitely feel like you're kind of driving on a little bit of a cloud. When you get into sport mode, it does firm things up a tiny bit. That's not turning it into an Urus, so don't get too excited, but it does give it a little bit more of a sporty edge. All-wheel drive comes standard on all GV80s. At steady speeds, most of the torque gets sent to the rear wheels, so this was pretty much all I experienced today. You will get extra traction in inclement weather, but yeah, Texas, we don't have any of that here today. Unless, of course, you consider humidity inclement, which my hair definitely does. As far as visibility goes in the cabin, it's absolutely terrific from here to about here. The glass is nice and open. Once you get back to that, what I'm gonna call the C/D pillar, because you have a tiny little window back there, it is pretty compromised. That's where your ADAS systems like blind spot monitoring are going to come in pretty handy. When it comes to how quiet it is in this cabin, when you're on a smooth road, it's really terrific. It's quite pleasant. We are on backcountry roads, and there is definitely some imperfections in this road. Look, I am not gonna blame the actual tires for this, because we've got really good Michelin tires on here. I might give the 22-inch low profile situation a bit of a kick in the pants, because I can hear some road noise. It's not overpowering. I can definitely hear a lovely, calm, serene conversation, but it's not Mercedes quiet. So while not much changes on either exterior or driving, there is a place where the GV80 sees quite a bit of change. Let's talk about this interior for a second. So now the GV80 gets this massive 27-inch OLED screen that's going to take care of your infotainment needs as well as your gauge cluster. This is very customizable. This one, you know, I'm going to say is a little bit layered, but the good thing is the processor is fairly quick. The graphics certainly are lovely. You do get some buttons here for things like HVAC and volume, which are always crucial. So I do like that there's a mix of this with physical buttons. There is a haptic trackpad on the steering wheel, and I want to say please, 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 Genesis, do not put more of these on the wheel a la Mercedes. So some of the biggest news in here is wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You know, I've been talking about that for a really long time. So oddly, this particular car does not have it in there yet, and as it goes on sale, will not have it in there, but it will become available as an over-the-air update. You also can include 3 drivers with your digital key, and there is a passive entry feature that is now available too. Those are really handy and terrific upgrades. Let's talk about these seats for just a hot second. They are absolutely beautiful. I love the snap of leather that you can get on higher trims. You will get leatherette on some of the lower trims, but as beautiful as they are, they're not quite as comfortable as they look or I think should feel in a car like this. There is a little bit of a firmness. I've been driving for a couple of hours and I do have some sort of numb like spots on my body. The seat cushion does extend for those with longer legs. I'm not that person, so they're very highly adjustable. My complaint is that they're perhaps just a tad too hard for a car that really leans into the comfortable part of luxury. When it comes to the optional third row, it's only available on the second highest trim level. Those seats, which are power fold down, do not seem like they would be workable for a normal sized person. Imagine if you're sitting back here, and even if those seats are forward, like you can see, there's a little bit of a depression here, so your head is gonna have to fit under here. I'm thinking this is like a last minute ditch effort for some kids going to practice, because it's not for adults. 2 things about the second row here. The first thing is you get power adjustable second row, which seems very decadent and very luxurious and very nice because you can recline. That's quite a lot of recline for a second row back here, so you're very comfortable. And then you can kind of move up here too, which is lovely. You also get these little mirrors to see just how sweaty you are in Texas. That's fun. Everything is soft. There's this incredible Alcantara suede that's up on the headliner. The colors in here, whoever Genesis has working in their color and materials department, if there was like the equivalent of an Academy Award, this should get it. So even the materials that are in the door, the stitching, I mean, this is really beautiful stuff. I think they definitely take it next level. Though I might suggest that these colors are a bit subtle for someone who's looking to make a bold statement. Again, with the GV80 Coupe that's coming, I'm curious if we'll see some more daring choices for both interior and exterior design. When it comes to cargo space, you're looking at numbers similar to the previous model because, well, it's exactly the same size. So we do have something in here called a mood curator, which I'm super curious about. We're gonna start this and it affects sound, lighting, and smells. This is vitality. I'm gonna see, okay, so I've got some like mood stuff happening. There's this. I wonder if I can do delight. And you guys, the smell is on, like for real, the smell is on. Oh my gosh, there's so much, I think it's sort of sensory overload right now, but that's just because I'm not doing it right. Hang on a second. Delight. Let's start this one and see what it smells better than your kid's feet back here. Oh, this is chill and delight. I like this. This sounds like a Stevie Wonder jam. Okay, love it. Then we're gonna go to care and we're gonna start care. Oh, this is a little, oh, this gives you some seat movement and massage too. A little chill. Yeah, I'm not sure who uses these, but the fact that you have it in here, I do like the smells. It's sort of weird. I wouldn't pay extra for this, but some people might. I want to hear in the comments if you're one of those people.
The exterior does get some small updates, including a double mesh on the grille now, some updates to the double dash headlights, and the exhaust is now hidden. It also gets new wheel options, which looks suitably snazzy. The GV80 comes stocked with driver's safety features. I've reviewed the Genesis systems like adaptive cruise control and lane keeping assist, and these are some of the smoothest, least intrusive systems I've tested. The Hyundai Group, of whom Genesis is the luxury arm, do a great job with the engineering of these features. Several of them have been updated for the 2025 model year, so they're even better.
These are features that literally on another brand, like a Mercedes or a BMW, you're going to be paying extra for those kinds of things like lane keeping assist and highway driving assist. The one thing I am going to say, and I know that Genesis is aware of this issue, but I just wanted to sort of call it out, is when you are using the highway driving assist, it has like a little camera right here that reads your eyes to make sure that your eyes are staying on the road. When I use the system with these sunglasses, which are frankly not very dark, it says that it cannot read my eyes because something is obstructing them. So, like I said, it's probably just a little bit oversensitive right now. That should be fixed with an over-the-air update.
One instance where the layered infotainment system is not my best friend is when it comes to shutting off the lane keeping assist. It's buried many menus in the system and not a one button on off if you want to shut it off or shut it on quickly, which is something that I honestly really appreciate.
If you're in the market for a midsize premium SUV, click on the link above. Kelley Blue Book can always help you find a fair purchase price.
You can also check out the Mercedes-Benz GLE, BMW X5, Lincoln Nautilus, Infiniti QX60, Lexus TX, and the Acura MDX. This refresh gets the GV80 some major upgrades where it counts for the customer, specifically when it comes to the interior and tech. Yes, Genesis is still considered a new brand, but they are growing quickly and have a lot to offer the right car buyer.
If you are looking for a high-performance, super sporty SUV, I would probably steer you elsewhere. However, if you're looking for something that is unbelievably gorgeous, that is very easy and very comfortable to drive, that has an excellent standard feature set, then definitely put the Genesis GV80 right on your list.